The problem is that when people are interviewing candidates from other countries, they don't know what to listen for. They need to learn to listen differently. And we're here today to share some tips with you on how you can do this. My name's Shelley. My company, English Unlocked, helps you to unlock your English when you're speaking to people from other countries, other languages.
Hi, I'm KAORU, executive coach and consultant on leadership issues cross-culturally, here to unlock cultures with Shelley.
So I'm a former English teacher. For about 20 years, I taught English, and part of my job was to decide what English level people had when they first arrived for classes. So I learned how to critically listen to people's English level and to work out, do they go in the advanced class or in the upper intermediate class? And my skill developed over the years. The things that I noticed when I first started out were just purely fluency and accuracy. And this is a common mistake that people make. They only notice how quickly someone can speak, how confident they seem, and how familiar their accent is, how similar to their own accent is that person's accent. But that's not the whole story. You can get used to somebody else's accent. An unfamiliar accent does not necessarily mean you can't work with this person. And in terms of things that you might be missing, you should be listening out for the range of language. So the range of vocabulary and the range of tenses is an important thing to pay attention to. You also need to listen out for specialist vocabulary and be listening for accuracy, not just fluency. Somebody might be fluent and speak quickly, but they're hiding all sorts of gaps in their knowledge. You might discard a candidate who speaks hesitantly. They're formulating their thoughts more slowly. It doesn't mean that their English isn't great or that their English isn't good enough for this job. So I would recommend that you have somebody on your panel who specializes in just listening critically to the level of English that that person has. And don't be charmed or hoodwinked by somebody who's got all of this. They're very fluent, but do they really have what it takes? And don't discard candidates who deserve a chance, because that way you miss out on talent and you can't afford to. So KAORU, you are an expert in culture. You're from Japan, but you've got expertise about all sorts of different cultures. How do people need to listen differently when they're interviewing people from other cultures?
Yes, let's say people from Japan will never say, I am the best, I have such and such skills, competencies, just hire me. They would be rather very factual, describing projects or things, and use words like I contribute, I support, I help. And a recruiter who is not savvy about cultural differences may judge too quickly perhaps that this person is too junior for the job level they are aspiring. So to listen to attributes, competencies, to read between the lines, that takes some skills. As a recruiter, I've been a recruiter in the World Bank and other places too, and listened to many nationalities, mostly Asian, who are modest or very factually describing things. Doesn't mean they're not analytical, doesn't mean they're not conceptual, but the questions perhaps need to be couched a bit differently. And as Shelley said, how to listen differently takes some skills.
And how could you help a company to interview candidates?
Yeah, I can sit with you in an interview to help with the questions and help also interpret, to read correctly across cross-cultural barriers and to get to the real competencies and potential to this person, whatever the first impression you may have or not have because of the cultural differences. I do also group coaching or HR professionals, HR recruiters, half a day to get to the basics, do's and don'ts, or let's say awareness of the sensitivity needed in cross-cultural settings.
That's fantastic. So that we're experiencing a recruitment crisis, there is an international shortage of good candidates, or is there? Could it be that you are missing talent? If you would like further help with this from KAORU or from myself, get in touch.